Hello, welcome again. And lorries passing, other heavies permitting, I'd like to talk about making assumptions. And I had wrongly assumed that I was beating the evening traffic. Wrong. Anyway, I will persevere. They say that never assume it makes an ass of you and me. And that's right. And it's easy to make assumptions. It's easy to make assumptions about people that we first meet and think, ooh, what's he like? What does she think she is? But then go on to be firm friends for years and years and years with that very person. We overcome those assumptions. And I think I've told this tale before, but I think it was in a blog, not one of these recordings. I was at a meeting and there were a group of about 15-20 people, and as per usual we all had to circulate and introduce ourselves and talk to each other. And I had been stoically avoiding this young man who had tattoos and piercings all over everywhere. I was assuming that he and I would have absolutely diddly squat in common. Anyway, ended up he was the last one for me and I was the last one for him. So I thought, right, I'm going to be honest. I said, I'm sorry, I had been avoiding you because I thought we would have nothing in common with all your piercings and tattoos. And he said, that's fine. He said, I was thinking I'd have nothing in common with you because you're an old biddy. And we got on like a house on fire. Maybe because one thing we did have in common was an ability to be honest with each other. But I remember making an assumption when I was class teaching. I was in a small independent school with a class of about 9 or 10. Wonderful. Okay, resources were few and far between, but if I couldn't get the best out of a group of 10 children, then I did not deserve my salary. I used to love working with them. It was great. And in fact, my son in previous years had gone to a similar sized school over in Lincolnshire, but it was when he came home and he said, do you know, I'd finished my maths after 1/4 and I had to go and ask the teacher for something else to do. And I thought, hey up, you should not have to do that. In a class that size, that teacher should not assume that every child is going to take right through to the end of the lesson to complete the work. They should know what's going on. So he was quite quickly removed to another school after that. But the assumption that I made, we were going to a ballet at the wonderful Buxton Theatre. If you've never been, go, it's exquisite. And I had, whoops, the wind is taking the camera. I had been telling the children to listen to the music and I'd told them the story, and in this particular case it was Swan Lake. And my class at the time was only one boy, the rest were girls. It worked well. None of them were bothered about that imbalance. And so as I say, I'd told them about it. And just as we were arriving in the car park, one of the girls came up to me and said, what's a ballet? Whoops. I had assumed that 10 and 11-year-old girls knew what ballet was. So I quickly explained to her what it was, how it worked, made sure that she sat next to me, and I spent more time looking at her face, which was a picture of, she was entranced. I got as much out of that as I did out of the wonderful ballet. So lesson, never assume. Always check, because at that moment it did make an ass out of me. Take care. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow. Bye.